Hi everyone, it's me, Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing a video I first saw on Pages with Paige channel. It was their birthday and they were doing like however many books for however many years. I can't remember the years. I will find it and link it below. So I thought I would do 38 books for 38 years because it's my birthday today. So yeah, I made a Goodreads tag just to organize them. So I have a lot of books out. Let me just put these down. Oh no. All right. So I was born in 1985. And now these are all books I have read. And most of them I still own. There are a couple I have gotten rid of. But the first book is The Wish Song of Shannara, which is the third in the original Shannara trilogy. I got rid of that copy to get the whole thing. Let's see if we can find it in this one. We're almost there. So this one, The Wish Song of Shannara. That's very difficult to say. I love the Shannara series ever since I first read the first one. And yeah, even though I'm as old as the third book, the series is older than me. It really connected with me. I love the characters. I love the writing. And I really love the world that Terry Brooks has set up. And I can't wait to find out more about it. A lot of these are basically like, ooh, that was heavy, emotional reads. Not a lot of thinking reads. The second one is Christie's Great Idea, which is the very first Babysitter's Club book. I believe I got rid of all my Babysitter's Club books. I have a lot of them. I even had like anthologies and stuff. But this was like my first books. I think this was like one of my first book subscriptions. I'd get one in the mail somehow. I don't know how, but I really loved them and I loved the characters. And it really got me into reading. Probably people, I think they were around my age. Maybe I was a little older than them, but who cares? So that was 86. Where's 87? Did I get rid of 87? Oh no. There were a couple, the dates weren't quite in order. So it looks like I don't have 87. What was that? Hang on. Oh, okay. Oh, that says 88. I apparently already messed up. It was Cyberpunk 2020, even though it says it was first published in January 1988. I think that was my 87. I don't know how I got that wrong. Makes me upset now, actually. So yeah, we'll just go with that, even though it's not right. Yeah, 88 book, the real 88 book I chose was Mort by Terry Pratchett. This is the fourth in the Discworld series, but it is the first in the Death section of Discworld. I followed Leanne from Literary Diversions. They had a little breakdown of, like, this was Death and witches and about the city. So I decided I would start with Death. And it was really funny. And I like the character Death. and he's just like, he's tired, and he doesn't want to do his job anymore. He wants a break, but he can't get a break because he's deaf. Actually, really, that's making me really upset. Anyway, the next book was Infinity Welcomes Careful Drivers. It's the first in the Red Dwarf. This is 1989. I love the Red Dwarf TV show, and I got the books, and it's this one is sort of like a I think it's, yeah, this one is, because there was two I had. This one is a retelling of like the first series. It's similar but different, and I just liked it. I liked how it was. I don't know. It was funny as well, just like the TV show. In 1990, we have Welcome to Junior High, Girl Talk. I don't know if anybody else read this series. This was like another one of my first book boxes. They're pink books. I'll have the picture. And I think it came with, again, I don't know how I got this. It came with like a reading thing, and there were like phones, and you could hear them talk, because it's Girl Talk, and they're on phones all the time. So like you could hear them. I don't know. I can't remember much about them, but I just remember the covers. I remember really liking Randy, the hip girl from New York, as it says. And it was different than Babysitter Club because they weren't babysitting. I don't know. I just really liked it, and how all these different girls were friends. Randy was probably my first gay crush, and I didn't even know it. Next is Meet Felicity, An American Girl. This was, I count all of them, but Felicity was the one published in 1991, the first one. I read most of the books up until Josephine, and then I think I stopped reading. I got American Girl the catalog. I've got American Girl dolls. So yeah, they just were really interesting to me as a history nerd. And I liked it from the perspective of girls who were my age. Where's the next one? Next we have, in 1992, The Six Wives of Henry VIII by Alison Weir. I'm a history nerd, like I just said. I find Henry VIII and his wives fascinating. I like Elizabeth I a lot. So I was super into reading this book and just finding out more about the women and about how Henry was a fucking weirdo, like most men. So yeah, I think it was this one or somewhere else I said that if Jane Seymour had lived, she would have kept Henry under her thumb. She could, not only because she gave him a boy, but because she was just more like Anne than Anne was, you know? So, yeah, I'd enjoyed it. In 1993, The Last Wish, The Witcher. I get rid of that particular copy to get a better one to collect the series, because I liked it. I liked the games. I liked the TV show. I just liked it. I liked the learning about Polish mythology, and because he would mention something and I would Google it and I'd be like, oh my god, that's so cool. So yeah, just fun times. Next is Into the Land of the Unicorns, 1994. When I first read it, I liked it. And then I was like, I'll read the second one, maybe and then, I don't know, I just fell in love with the series, and I wanted to know how it ended, and I was so disappointed that it basically ended. But then they re-released it, and I got to find out what happened, and it was just... I mean, this is a really short book compared to any of the others, I think. And it introduces everything and starts off the mystery, and I just really like it. I know it's like for kids, but I don't care. It's fun. The only bad thing is I now have to put all these books back. In 1995 was Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I read this once, the first one, and I was like, oof. I like it, but I kind of don't. And I was like, I want to continue. So I reread this, and I liked it a little more. I still don't like one of the characters, and I'm very happy that something bad happened to him. Fitz is fantastic. My heart breaks for the boy. And I haven't read the other trilogy or quads set in the same universe, and I hear some are better than others, but this is the one that started it all. So, yeah, very good. Then I have 1996 was Luck in the Shadows, the first in the Night Runner series. I think this was my first... I don't know if I bought it in 1996, but because I've talked about this before, I would just wander the book section, adult, YA, or kids, and just find a book that interests me. And I picked this one up because it was fancy, and it sounded interesting, and then it got gay, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, this was like my first gay fantasy book, and it's not even overtly gay. It's just hinted at, and then as the series goes on, it is overtly gay. But yeah, it's great. Pick it up. Now my books are falling. Then we have another one I've talked a bit about. 1997. Oh my god. One Piece, Volume 1, Romance Dawn. I have it in the omnibus, but it's this one right here. I love One Piece. For some reason, I was getting Shonen Jump. I don't remember why I was getting it. But I was like getting it every month. And that started One Piece, and I fell in love. And then I bought the Romance Dawn single, and then I was like, oh, there's a lot of these books. And then the omnibus came into life. I've read some online as well. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. I think Oda Ichiro has planned it all out. Other people don't think so, but I don't know. He like sets stuff up. I've said this before. And like the first volume and one of the first couple chapters that come back like 200 chapters later. I don't know. I just think he did it on purpose. Next we have in 1998 The Weaver's Inheritance. This is Roger Chapman number 8. I've spoken a lot about this before. But this was the first Roger book I read. I got it from the Bookmobile of all places. And I didn't know what it was. And it just sounded cool. So I picked it up and I read it. And I completely fell in love. This was like the start of my medieval mystery. And I always remembered this cover. Because it's kind of like wood carvings, and it tells the whole story of what's happening. I have some other covers like that as well. And I fell in love. And then I'd think of it sometimes, and I go, oh my god, what was that? Finally found it, bought the whole series on Thrift Book, absolutely adored it, and I'm sad that it's over. But yeah, this one's always going to stay with me. Here's the next one. Next we have Eleanor of Aquitaine by Alison Weir. Again, history nerd. That's why the medieval mysteries are so good to me. But Eleanor of Aquitaine is one of my absolute favorites. Like, obviously, historical figures are shit. Everybody's shit. But it's a different time, and she was just a fucking boss-ass bitch. She basically owned half of France, because it wasn't France at the time. I don't think there's a map in here. But she basically owned half of France. And then she married the King of France, had 2 daughters with him, and then divorced him and married Henry II, I think. Oh, I should get that right. And he owned, like, the top half, Normandy and stuff. She owned, like, the long ways, and then together they owned a lot of France and England. And then she, like, turned her sons against Henry, but she still loved Henry. It was just... Her life was interesting and insane, and I love her. She, what was the language? Occitan, I think. It was like a dialect of French, and I think they still speak it. But she was like, and her father, because she had a sister, but her and her father basically were like, artists could come in and troubadours and all that kind of stuff. And her dad was like, yeah, she's going to be my heir. Fucking suck it. So she's great. I love her. Okay. Next we have Dragons of a Fallen Sun. This is the only one I haven't read, but I wanted to put the Dragonlance series on here because it's so good. I think... I'm not sure when it comes. I have it after the first Dragonlance trilogy, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. I found my Time of the Twins trilogy, but I don't think that fit any dates on here, unfortunately. I just love... Dragonlance is a subset of D&D, which is Dungeons & Dragons. And then Dragonlance has its own subset, Forgotten Realms, I think. But anyway, it's like Dungeons & Dragons, and it's like World of Warcraft, and it's just fun. And it's got dragons in the title. Can't go wrong with that. We'll put that in a different pile. Next, I have Empress of the World. This is apparently a series, but I bought this book, and I don't even know if I read the inside, but yeah, I read it, and then it turned gay, turned lesbian, and I went, oh, you can do that. So my little lesbian awakening, or bisexual awakening right here. It's about Nicola Lancaster, who goes to a summer program for gifted youth. And she falls in love with Battle, who is a dancer. So it just... I guess there's a second one, like I said, but people say it's not as good, so we're not going to read it. And this is the only one that exists. I should do a reread. I haven't read it in forever, but I'm just worried it won't hit me the same. My little baby gay awakening. Next is... Oh, this is a long video. The Veil of a Thousand Tears by Eric Van Lustbader. This is the second in the Pearl Saga. Again, it's a book series where I read the first one. I wasn't sure about it, and then I was like, well, I have the second one. Let's just reread the first one to read the second one. And it hit me completely different. I really enjoyed it. There's 3. There's supposed to be more. I'm really disappointed that it will never be finished. I don't even know if he wrote it. But yeah, it was just really good and really interesting. The world was great. The characters were great. It was like sci-fi fantasy. It was hitting all my good spots. Oh. Then there is, I do have it, but I forgot to grab it. It is Paladin of Souls, the second in the world of the five gods. It's connected to the Curse of Shalian. It is a sequel to that. I love this world series. It's so interesting, the five gods and how people are like a mother, father, son, daughter, and then the fifth one who nobody really wants to be connected with. And they each have animals. It's just so good. So good. Ugh. I wish there was more of it, but there's only 3. Then we have The Grim Grotto, a series of unfortunate events, number 11. This is 2004. I love the series. I guess Lemony Snicket has said some awful things. Not as bad as some other authors, I don't think. I can't remember. But I really loved a series of unfortunate events. I liked how it... because it was meant for younger kids, so there was a lot of like, this is what this word means, and repeating words, and I don't know, it was just really fun. I felt so bad for those children. Oh my god, they never got a happy ending. And, you know, as it goes, 11 is near the end, I'm just like, oh, I just hope they can not die, basically. Next is The Lightning Thief by Percy Jackson, number 1. I just recently read this again, and it just reminded me how much I love it and how I wish I'd had this instead of the other series. But I never knew about this until I was older, unfortunately. And I'm excited to finish this and get into the other series that Rick Riordan has. More mythology is good, in my opinion. Next I have 2006, His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. It's dragons and history, plus it's an alternate history. I'm in like Flynn with this one. This is my new converted? Whatever. It's my new copy. I got these lovely new copies. It's just amazing. Tem is amazing. Lawrence, his dragon rider, is amazing. As he goes into the aerial corps off of the Navy, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And Tem is like a different dragon, a special dragon, and he's like, I'm not sure you should be treating dragons like this, considering we're bigger than you and can stomp you at any time. So that is good. Oh god, that goes there. Next is Mistress of the Art of Death, 2007. Oh man, this is a series. Ariana Franklin passed away, but I believe her daughter was able to publish the last book. So it is finished, and I have all of them but that one. I forgot some more upstairs. Oh well. And it's a medieval mystery set during Henry II. Eleanor of Aquitaine, and it is about Adelia, I think, who is essentially a coroner before they had that word for it. She grew up in the Middle East, where women studying medicine or science wasn't looked down upon, and then she goes to England, where it is looked down upon. Or Salerno, but it was like a crossroads between a lot of Middle Eastern, Jewish, Crusader type things. So it's very good. Very good. The ending to that one, definitely. Then we have The Map of Time in 2008. I should reread this because I don't remember this one as well as I remember the other two. But it is the start of a trilogy about H.G. Wells and what if his stories were real. And this is the time machine one. Oh, it's so good. And then how it, all three books wrap up. Perfection. That's what I'd say. Then we have... So I can't believe I forgot these upstairs. I have these as well. They are Green Lantern Agent Orange, which was 2009, and it's about it's in the DC universe. It's about Green Lantern, and they meet the Orange Lantern, whose color is orange, and it's for greed, and he's the only one. And he's really old. He's really old. It's like the One Ring, but more, if that helps. There apparently were a lot of Orange Lanterns, but they basically all killed each other to be the only one. Yes, he exemplifies greed. This Larfleeze is his name. I really like him. And then I have... Green Lantern Blackest Night, which is where all the lanterns come together to fight off the Black Lanterns, who were the bad guys, and they raise the dead and stuff like that. That one really got me into Wonder Woman, introduced me to some other DC characters I didn't know about. I just really like Green Lantern, and I should reread them. And then in 2011, we're getting closer. It is Leviathan Wakes, the first in the Expanse. I love these. These are really hard to read. They're kind of a downer, even if they win. So I was reading these back to back. Don't do that. Don't read them back to back. Take a break in between each one because they are rough. But it's set in the future, and it's just really good. It's really, really good, and I know the series is over, and I'm super sad about it. Then we have Throne of the Crescent Moon. This is part of a series. The second book isn't out yet, but that's fine. I think it's actually a good standalone. There's a little map in there. It is like Arabic myths and legends in this fantasy universe, and I don't know. It was just really great. Our main character, Adula. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. This fella, he's great. He's got an apprentice, and this is a tribe, a protector of the band. She has lion powers, and they all work together to take down ghouls and whatever's threatening the country. It's really great. It's a great fantasy book. I very much enjoyed it. Then we have A Promise of Blood, the first in the Powder Mage series. This is really excellent. I love how the guns and the magic, the powder and the magic, go together, and how there's like all these different factions. It's really a political fantasy, so if you don't like that, you probably aren't going to like this. But I think you should give it a shot anyway. The characters are great. Every single one, especially the ones you want to punch. That's how you know you've written a well-written bad guy, because you're like, I just want to punch you. And there's all gods in this, and it's just amazing. That's basically what I'm saying for all the books. They're amazing. Read them. So that was in 2013. And also in 2013, I released my own book. It's not part of it. I just thought I would add it. And then I have another book I left upstairs. Ugh. It is Wonder Woman. It's called War, but I would put any Wonder Woman in here. I just wanted to one from 2014. You know I love Wonder Woman. You know that I think everything is great with Wonder Woman, and I gotta catch up on the series. She's fantastic. In 2015, we have Sorcerer to the Crown. I loved this one so much. It was just our female main character was fantastic, and she was just like, I'm super powerful, why can't I be in charge? And then, because they're like, 'cause you're a woman, and Zacharias is like, but I'm half black, and they go, ugh, that's different. I'm trying to find her name. Prunella. They are fantastic characters. There's a dragon in here. Their banter is funny. It's poignant, and it makes a lot of good points about 1800s, I want to say. 1800. Please read it. Then we have in 2016, another one I didn't grab. Not this one, the next one. Crooked Kingdom. This is the second in the Six of Crows. I love this one. Everybody says the first one's better, but I think this one's better because it's when all the plans come together. Six of Crows is basically like the setup. The whole thing is a setup for what happens in here. It's fantastic. All of Kaz's plans come together. It's just perfect. There's a part where you're like, oh god, and then you're like, oh my god, I can't believe what has happened. So Leigh Bardugo and Kaz Brekker, fantastic. Then we have All Systems Red, which is the first in the Murderbot Diaries. It was so much fun. It's so much fun. Murderbot is amazing, and how he's like, I hate humans, but he really doesn't. It was so much fun to read, and it got me into sci-fi in a different way, if that makes sense. Because I'd been out of sci-fi for a while, and like, The Expanse is heavy sci-fi, and Murderbot is a little less heavy. Then I've got, in 2018, Blackfish City, which is a sci-fi cyberpunk LGBTQIA+ book. It's fantastic. It is a standalone. I kind of wish there was another one, but I will live with this one. I love the cover. It's really neon, and it's just great. It's just great. Please read it. In 2019, we're almost done. What happened to 2022? Oh fuck, I forgot 2022. Again, in 2019, we have The Five, The Untold Lives of the Women killed by Jack the Ripper. This is so good. I've talked about this before. It basically, when they die is when the story ends. It does not talk about what Jack did to them or how the cops or the public portrayed them after that. And I think that's really great. Then we have The Kingdom of Back. Oh my gosh. It's a historical about Mozart's sister. And it's just, it's like, there is a fantasy element because Mozart and his sister like had their own little world. And it's like she goes there to find herself and find her brother and all that kind of stuff. And it's really, I don't want to say literary fantasy, but it's got like, there's a word for it that I can't think of. Fantastic. Magical, I guess. There's a magical element to it. And I I don't know, it just like flowed really well, that kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's musical as well. There's lots of musical elements because obviously they're Mozart's. And yeah, it's just really good. I liked it. I'm trying to find a 2022. I can't believe I did not do this. I thought I had them all. I want to put that one. You're getting this part live. Because I try to do ones I've read, except for that one Dragonlance book. Alright, we'll do this one. One more. So for 2022, oh no, that was 2020, 2021 first. Oh, 2021 first. She Who Became the Sun. This book hit me like a fucking truck. I loved it so much. Again, it's like the history nerd merged with the fantasy nerd in me. It's great. It's LGBTQIA+. It is a retelling of the Ming Emperor and what if he was a she? And it's a bit Mulani because her brother dies and she becomes her brother. But then she's like, she refers to herself as she, but everybody else refers to her as he. So there's like that kind of identity going on. She gets a wife, a hot wife, who doesn't care, who's really actually happy that she has a wife and not a husband. But it doesn't shy away from the historical atrocities, I'm sure, the Ming Dynasty committed. And for 2022, which I can't believe I forgot, again, I'm really upset about this, is Electra. I liked it more than Ariadne, I think. I did, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. I liked, and I said in my review, the only one I liked was Cassandra out of the three characters. But it was, I do love Greek myth retellings, and you know what, anything that happens to Agamemnon, as long as I can see Agamemnon die, it's a good day for me. Not for Electra, but for everybody else. Yeah, I just really liked it, and I thought it was really, because when the plays happen, you don't get a lot of, like, Electra's mom is always the bad guy, but you get a lot of why she decided to kill Agamemnon. You get a lot more of Cassandra and what happened to her and Troy. You know, Helen is there and she gets off. Yeah, it was just good to see their perspective, I want to say. And I'm reading that in Ariadne got me more excited to read the other ones I have. I don't think Atalanta by Jennifer Saint is going to be in any way happy, much like these two weren't. But I'm excited to continue reading the Greek mythology retellings. So, yeah. And then in 2023... He Who Drowned the World, the second in the Radiant Emperor. I was so excited for this. Oh my god, it's so good. I got a signed copy from a Lumen Crate. It's just a fantastic book, and it's a continuation, and it's even darker because it's also from Bao Xing. Wang Baoting, I'm pronouncing that awfully, I know it, and he does awful stuff, and Zhu continues to do awful things, and I just fucking love it. It's great. It is great. That's all I have to say. I love that series so much. So yeah, those are my vaguely 38 books in 38 years. It's a long one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have happy holiday. And I'll see you in the next video. It's been a long day. Goodbye, everybody.